Another Day in Paradise is a protest song recorded by English drummer and singer Phil Collins. Produced by Collins along with Hugh Padgham, it was released as the first single from his #1 album. But seriously. As with his song for Genesis, Man on the Corner, the track has as its subject the problem of homelessness. As such, the song was a substantial departure from the dance-pop music of his previous album, No Jacket Required. Collins sings the song from a third-person perspective, observing as a man crosses the street to ignore a homeless woman, and he implores listeners not to turn a blind eye to homelessness because, by drawing a religious allusion, it's just another day for you and me in paradise. Collins also appeals directly to God by singing, "O Lord, is there nothing more anybody can do? O Lord, there must be something you can say?" The song was a #1 worldwide, and eventually became one of the most successful songs of his solo career. It won Collins and Padgham the Grammy Award for Record of the Year at the 1991 awards ceremony, while it was also nominated for Song of the Year, Best Pop Vocal Performance, Male and Best Music Video, Short Form. Another Day in Paradise also won an award for Best British Single at the 1990 Brit Awards. Despite the awards gained following its release, the song has received a largely negative reaction from music critics. In the US, it was the final #1 single of the 1980s on the Billboard Hot 100, and the first of the 1990s. Collins and David Crosby's live performance of the song at the 1991 Grammy Awards was released on the 1994 album Grammy's Greatest Moments Volume I. In 2009, Collins's version was listed at 86th on Billboard Euro's Greatest Songs of All Time. Another Day in Paradise has since been covered by several artists, including Brandy, and her brother Ray J, Jamtronic, Axis, Novecento, and Hank Marvin. Chart performance: the song was another massive hit for Collins. On December 23, 1989, it became his 7th #1 single in the US. The song was also the final #1 song of the 1980s in the US, and remained at #1 for 4 weeks, which classifies the song as a hit from the 1990s as well. This song is notable for keeping Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation from ever reaching #1. It also saw out the 1980s and saw in the 1990s at the top of the German singles chart. The song had already reached #2 in the UK in November of that year. The single version is slightly different from the album version in that it uses a shorter intro. David Crosby also appears performing backing vocals. Reception: Popular music historian Colin Larkin wrote that Another Day in Paradise had been widely criticized. Collins addressed the criticism from the English rock press at the time of its release, who found him unqualified to sing about the poor due to his wealth, by saying, "When I drive down the street, I see the same things everyone else sees. It's a misconception that if you have a lot of money you're somehow out of touch with reality." Singer-songwriter and political activist Billy Bragg was scathing of the song in an interview in 2000, drawing a contrast between Collins and an act he admired, The Clash, stating, "Phil Collins might write a song about the homeless, but if he doesn't have the action to go with it he's just exploiting that for a subject." In 2003, Andrew Collins described the song as a bland redress for the subject of homelessness in The New Statesman. Caroline Sullivan of The Guardian dismissed the track in 2007 as a song that addressed the issue of homelessness with the same insight as Sporty Spice's If That Were Me. Writing for the BBC in 2010, David Shepard described the song's lyrics as cringe-worthy, and gave it as an example of Collins painting the bull unregistered trademark SI on his own forehead, when it came to his negative status with music critics. Writing for MSN in 2013, Hugh Wilson contrasted Collins's concern for the homeless in the song with his concern as a multimillionaire at the prospect of the UK's election of a tax-raising socialist government. Referring to Collins's statement that he would consider leaving the UK with the election of a Labour government, Wilson noted that the song led to accusations of hypocrisy, because Collins had bemoaned the plight of the homeless in it. Wilson also said Collins became an easy target when future elections come round. Personnel: Phil Collins Euro keyboards, vocals, drums, David Crosby Euro vocals, Leland Sklar Euro bass, Dominic Miller Euro guitars. formats and track listings: 12 inches single, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 522, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 404, CD maxi single, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 515, Saturday Night and Sunday Morning a Euro 125, Heat on the Street a Euro 359, 7 single, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 448, Heat on the Street a Euro 359. Charts and certifications. Jamtronic version: less than 6 months after the release of the original Phil Collins version, a cover version by dance act Jamtronic was released in the UK. In April 1990 it reached its peak position of number 19 on the UK singles chart. It also featured on Volume 17 of the popular UK series Now That's What I Call Music. Sampled in this version is the drum loop from the 1988 Ray's song Break for Love. Weekly charts == Brandy and Ray J version: in 2001, siblings Brandy and Ray J covered the song for the Phil Collins tribute album Urban Renewal. Produced by Guy Roche and released as the album's lead single, the cover version became a top 10 success in Austria, Germany, Sweden, Switzerland, Belgium, Norway, Ireland, the Netherlands, and the UK, receiving gold certifications in Australia, Germany, France and Switzerland. In 2002, this version of the song was included on the European edition of Brandy's Full Moon album. Formats and track listings == These are the formats and track listings of major single releases of the 2001 version of Another Day in Paradise. CD maxi single, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 432, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 419, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 422, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 628, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 754, CD single, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 432, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 419, the remixes, 12 maxi, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 628, Another Day in Paradise a Euro 754. Charts == Other covers. In 1990, the song was covered by the London Symphony Orchestra on their album Soft Rock Symphonies, Vol. 2. In 1990, Turkish singer Cengiz Koakner covered it as Yok Olmaz in his Senecdi Seni and Kapra Yapma album. In 1992, Dennis Brown included a version of the song on his album Another Day in Paradise. In 1992, Hank Marvin did an instrumental version of the song on his solo album Into the Light. In 2001, Serbian hip-hop group CYA sampled this song for their song Tže Samo Angstrom 3/4 Ived, which means That's Just Life. In 2002, German singer Max Raub and his Palast Orchestra did a version of the song in cabaret style. In 2003, the song was covered by indie rock band Copeland on their EP No Nothing Stays the Same. In 2004, the song was sung on the 4th season of Australian Idol by eventual runner-up Jessica Mowboy on the final 9-year They Were Born show. In 2005, the song was covered by Korean rock band Durim on their remake album Kyonku Nyamekan. In 2006, Turkish singer Ahmet Kosection played this song by Buglama in his Saanik album as instrumental. In 2006, the song was remixed unofficially as a dance music bootleg by DJ Solstice and promoted as a free promo to DJs, later appearing on YouTube under the name Aftershock Promotions. In 2006, the song was sampled by dance band Superfly for their song Moving Too Fast. In 2007, the song was covered by ska punk band Real Big Fish on their album Monkeys for Nothing and The Chimps for Free. In 2008, the song was covered by Big Daddy Weave, a CCM band, on their album What Life Would Be Like. In 2008, American Idol Season 7 runner-up David Archuleta sang the song during the Top 18 week. In 2011, the song was covered by the charity ensemble Les Enfois, translated to French and entitled D'un jeu de place aux parades, at their concert Dans les des Enfois. It was later released as a single. In 2012, an a cappella version of the song was performed by Brad Arnold, lead singer of American rock band Three Doors Down, at the Manchester Academy show of the band's Time of My Life World Tour. On the last show of the European segment of the tour, lead singer of Seether, Sean Morgan, joined Arnold on stage at the Hammersmith Apollo in London to perform an acoustic cover of the song. Argentinian singer Miguel Mateos recorded a version of the song that was included on La 100 Fathoms' album. Rapper Burna sampled this song for his early 2013 release Paradise featuring Wiz Khalifa. The Voice contestant Johnny Gray of Austin, Texas, covered the song with an indie tone on November 11, 2013 while also playing acoustic guitar. In 2015, The Voice UK contestant Emmanuel Namadi sang a cover of the song. References. External links: Another Day in Paradise video on YouTube, full lyrics of this song at Metro Lyrics.